This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
What is going on, party people? It is your boy Smoooth. That is Smoooth with 3 O's. I am back in the TSC, the first Smoooth conversation that I've done here at my baby, and probably about a good month or so. Shouts out to my Beat District family for allowing me to do a few shows at the Beat District radio station. It's been amazing. Had a good time, but always feel good to come back home. Been getting some renovations done, getting ready for an upcoming adult Halloween party. But right now, it's all about Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. I need everyone right now to go ahead and go ahead and share, because we want to get as many people tuned in tonight to enjoy this amazing show that we're going to have this evening. For those wondering about Smoooth Conversations, what's all about? Well, I'm glad y'all asked. I started this show back in June of last year. The very first guest I had was the great actor, comedian, producer, Guy Torrey. And ever since that show, it has been truly a blessing. I call this my ministry, to be able to have stories told. You see people who's doing amazing things on social media, on stage, on TV, whatever it may be. But we never get to have that story behind it and to see where they came from to what they're going through, because anyone's story can impact someone else's life and be an inspiration. And that's what this show is all about. We want to show love and, get them flowers while we're still alive. Why wait till we're already gone? So that's what Smoooth Conversations is all about. So once again, get them likes, get them shares going. Let's get even more. And these special guests will be able to interact with you, and we'll have a good time with it. So once again, let's have a good time. Y'all have fun, Smoooth Conversations. Gotta do the promo real quick. Make sure y'all go ahead and go on YouTube if you ain't already. Put in Smoooth Conversations. Once again, Smoooth with 3 O's, and like, subscribe, and share. You can also listen in on KBDR Beat District Radio, beatdistrictradio.com. Go to the website, check it out. It's amazing. You have shows like myself. You have what you heard before, JD the DJ, holding things down with rhythm and flow. You have, like he said before, this show, if y'all listen on Beat District Radio, talking about comedy shows that we have, gospel shows, teen radio shows, other amazing shows that we have on KBDR Beat District Radio. This station has been going down since March, so still brand new. We're in the heart of Ferguson. So you know what I'm saying? We in the community. We're doing some big things, y'all. So make sure y'all go and check out the website, see what we have in store in regards to some upcoming events that we'll be having very soon, and so much more. Outside of right there, when you see your screen, need y'all to go ahead and also scan the QR code. For those watching right now, scan it. This is everything under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. You have Smooth Moments. You need some photography, videography, some amazing drone services. Speaking of which, my special guests may have seen a drone or two at a few events that they've done, especially like the Juneteenth event. That was me holding things down and providing that amazing aerial coverage. So if y'all need some professional services like that, Smooth Moments, just scan the QR code. Also, outside of Smoooth Conversations, I have an amazing sports talk show called the Platform Sports Talk Show. I have the Ladies' Night every first Wednesday of the month. I have the Man Cave every last Wednesday of the month. And then in between that, I have the main show where I'll be hosting along with people from the Man Cave and from Ladies' Night. So it's an amazing show. Been doing it for 8 years consistently every Wednesday. Hoping to get maybe my guest Pops on there eventually. We gonna see about that. We're gonna pray on that. But once again, that's pretty much everything under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. Also, what's not posted here is Smoooth Creations. So y'all need some t-shirts, some caps done, some hoodies, customized. I can make that happen for you. So once again, scan the QR code right now or go to smoothproductions.com. Once again, smooth with 3 O's. And then going back to Beat District Radio, y'all want to have an ad placed on our one of our shows or on the website, the whole nine. Or if you want to sponsor a show like Smoooth Conversations or any of our amazing other shows that we have, shoot KBDR Beat districtradio.com. So that's everything under Smoooth Productions. And now it's time to have some fun, y'all. Y'all seen the promo, and this is an amazing man who's been doing amazing things for a very long time, since a very, very young, early age. He is a singer, he is a songwriter, he is a performer, and just recently, y'all, you can now put actor into the amazing catalog that this brother is doing, man. If y'all don't know about him, he's been around for quite some time, and he's one of the amazing performers from an amazing band, the Dirty Mugs. My wife will be here very soon. She's probably like the #1 Dirty Mugs fan out there in the game, and she'll be looking forward to this conversation and so much more. I'm pretty sure those from Dirty Mugs may be tuned in the building. Let me wait. Here we go. I got to make sure that everything is right. They end up trying to act funny. We ain't doing that tonight. But now, I'm glad to have here in the TSC as we discuss life, because this is strictly a conversation, not an interview, but a straight conversation with the one, the only, Nikko Smith. What's going on, brother?
What it do, man?
Man.
Appreciate you having me, man.
It's good to have you on here, man. And we here, man.
Yeah.
We here. Thank you for being part of this show, man. I know that you have a busy schedule, doing so many projects, so many great things, man. So thank you once again for being
it's good, man. It's good
here. You came in with the gold tee.
Oh, yeah, man. You know, I got to stun on them every once in a while. Nah, man, but no, appreciate you having me. It's always good to, sit down and have conversations and, just talk about stuff we got going on. And your setup here is amazing.
Thank you, man.
Been peeping what you've been doing too. So big ups, man.
Yeah, man. And you probably, because you're a busy man, so you probably don't even realize this, but I've been trying to get you on either the sports talk show or Smoooth Conversations for over the last 2 years. We connected recently at the Forest Park, Twilight Thursdays.
Yeah.
And before you about to head out, I got at you and you was like, hey, let's make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So once again, I appreciate it, because you could have easily been like, hey, I ain't got time for it, or I don't take you serious.
No,
but
it's all love, man.
You know what I'm saying? We here right now, so I appreciate that. And I always love to ask my guest, because 2025 has been something else.
Yeah. Yes, it has been.
It's been something else, man. So what has just been your biggest takeaway thus far from 2025?
Oh, man. I think the biggest thing so far is just to, everybody's got a lot of stuff going on right now. Whether it's, all the stuff you see going on in the news, family stuff with your job, whatever. It's just, these situations can be temporary. So you just got to keep your head up, keep moving forward, and just keep pushing through, because, life doesn't stop.
Right.
It can get difficult at times. But, you just got to keep moving forward, keeping your real people around you, your friends and your family and the people that support you, keep them around you. And just push forward.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And you said that you've seen previous episodes, but you've seen the tornadoes that we had one here, you know what I'm saying, in my area. And then of course had one in the city where it hasn't been seen or witnessed or whatever in like 50 something years.
Yeah.
We know what's going on in DC, and now you have what's going on now in the world with the government shutdown. It's just so much that, what I'm saying, we've been going through, but it also shows us that we're still able to handle adversity.
Yeah.
And still move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So just something that you would like to say in regards to the people who've been suffering through these tornadoes and losing a home or just going through so much adversity? Do you have like a message that you like to say to everyone?
Of course, prayers up to everybody, that's going through difficult times, that, lost, whether it was, your house or, people, friends and family, with any of these, horrible tragedies. Now it's horrible, but it also gives us an opportunity to come together as people. And I think that's something that's been missing a lot,
Yes.
as of late. So, be kind to your neighbor, be kind, be understanding, have empathy. That's a big thing.
Yes.
So yeah, man, just like the book says, do unto others.
And,
You know what I mean?
And I've been saying this too, for the tornado that happened here, out in Florissant, or the one in the city, and just any other disaster that's been going on. God makes ways for us to, humble us.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's been the bigger message.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have gone through some devastation,
Mm-hmm.
but he's trying to wake us up and say, hey, you got to stop doing what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
And like you said before, there's been, I've seen in the city, going to neighborhoods, and just even over the last few weeks, it looks like it just happened yesterday, because it's just so much to repair, and there's no telling how long it's going to be until people can be back on their feet, back at their own home, or possibly trying to move on forward. So just once again, man, I feel like God has been finding ways or making ways to make us be like, hey, you know what? Let me get my stuff together and get right. So once again, we just pray for everyone who has been affected by all the disasters going on around the area. Just prayers up, but continue to keep God first in all that you do, because if you do not do that,
yeah. You gotta stay focused, and you gotta stay prayed up, and you gotta stay humble, and just giving thanks for the things that you do have. Because while things were super horrible, things could always be worse. So be thankful for what you have, your friends and your family, and the support that you do have. For those of the people that you see that don't have those things, be that support, be that help, be those friends. Be somebody that those people can lean on.
Right. And I got something on the screen here I got to go ahead and remove. So give me 1 second here. Got to make the adjustment. Can't be having no other numbers showing here with my guest on here. So let me make sure this is removed.
How you doing that?
So we good. There we go.
I'm good.
Now.
All right, we straight.
All right. We straight. We back at it. That's how it is when you're doing live.
Yes, indeed.
We here. But so I just want to go ahead and start off now, man. How would you say, looking back at it now, the kind of kid that you were, man, as a child, man, just looking back at it now, what would you say your childhood was like?
Just in general?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was it was different. With my dad doing what he did, we were traveling a lot. I got to, have a lot of different experiences from, other kids that I knew at the time. But for me at the time, it was just like what it was. I didn't know any. It wasn't until I got older that I was like, oh, being able to, and I hated it too, by the way, like having to travel all the time. Like he's in a different city like every other 3 days. And now we got to go to this place. Now we got to go to that place. Now I just wanted to play with my toys, be He-Man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I hated it back then, but, you know, getting older, looking back, it was definitely a blessing. You know, I don't take for granted. I learned a lot of things at the time that I wouldn't actually understand until later on in life. But I gathered all those experiences, and you know, it's helped me in my adult life. But there were some great times too. Like it was, you know, some crazy people that I got to meet. Like of course, baseball players, movie stars. I got a Michael Jackson story.
We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that.
So yeah, it was at the time I didn't appreciate it, but yeah, growing up now looking back, it was like, wow, I got to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So what he's referring to, for those who may not know, he is the father you're talking about is, of course, Ozzie Smith.
Hey,
there you go. Yeah,
he got the one with the no teeth.
Yeah,
got you.
So this shows you came a long way.
Yes, indeed. I remember that photo shoot too.
Really?
Oh yeah, we were. I can't remember what we were doing it for, but yeah, it was just me and him, and they messed around. And you see, we got on the white and the red, you know, Cardinals thing. So I don't think it was an actual Cardinals thing because they wouldn't let us wear Cardinal gear, but we had the colors on, right? So they messed around and gave me some. They were like, "You want something to drink?" I was like, "Yeah." Gave me some grape juice or something like that, and of course, I spilled it all over the front of his shirt.
Wow.
So,
and how old were you on this picture?
Ooh, I don't know. 5, 6. I don't know. I'm bad at remembering, you know, how old I was in certain situations. But yeah, man, I got a whole bunch of those memories. That was a fun time.
That's what's up, man. And seeing him do backflips, were you able to do that on your own?
Yeah. So when he used to come out and do like the backflips and stuff for opening day, like he's told the story a couple times, so I won't bore you guys with it, but he had started doing it just as something to do on opening day for the fans. They loved it, but he had torn his rotator cuff. So you know, after it got like aggravated and, you know, playing and diving and doing all of that stuff, the doctors told him it's probably not a good idea for you to come out and do the flip anymore. So at that point in time, I think I was like maybe 3, 4, something like that. So since he couldn't do it, he had me come out with him. I ran out there and did a forward roll. Didn't quite have the back handspring tuck in play yet, but I came out there and did a forward roll. So, you know, a couple years after that, I'd come out and I'd start doing the back, you know, the handspring back tuck for him when he couldn't do it. And my brother eventually joined us. But now I learned how to tumble, you know, pretty much like myself, just being a kid doing crazy stuff in the basement and flipping. But then when I got to my mom put me in a dance class, Ray Park's Academy of Dance. So there we were doing like jazz, tap, ballet, acrobatics, modern, like all kinds of dance stuff. So in acrobatics class, like we'd be doing round off, back handspring, back handspring, back handspring, back tuck, back handspring, double tuck, you know, just all of that stuff. So that's where I learned most of my tumbling from.
Okay, so of course, you know, once again, your father being an athlete and everything. So did that make you or want you to get into sports, or you want to go a different path?
Sports. So when I've always been like artistic, right? So it wasn't necessarily like, you know, I want to play baseball, I want to play football or something like that. I'd say more like I was into martial arts. I was a big Bruce Lee fan. So I had to you remember the little like slipper shoes Bruce Lee used to wear?
Oh
like,
yeah.
I had those. I had like some ninja shoes where it was just like the two toes in it. So it was always more that aspect of it as far as being athletic, like kung fu, karate. I used to take a karate class from Ernest Hart Jr., like 5-time, 6-time world kickboxing champion. He was my sensei. We used to go and do like competitions and stuff before I really started getting into music. So it was Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan.
Okay, so while your father can no one hang with him in regards to on the diamond as the greatest shortstop in the game, can no one mess with son because on the street try to jump you because you're gonna have
we
11 moves on them.
Yeah, we was about them hands back then. That's right. We was about them hands, but it transitioned as I got a little bit older, and not to say that I didn't play baseball, because I did. It just as I started getting older, that ball started coming by like a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up to bed and I'm like, if I get hit with one of these, and we're gonna have a problem. So I'm gonna step away from the baseball stuff, and I started focusing on like more of the music. So when I was younger, I used to like take my mom and my dad's camcorder and shoot my version of Soul Train. So I'd be the host and the artist, and I'd introduce myself, and I'd be, getting up there singing a Michael Jackson song or a Prince song. So whenever I wasn't doing martial arts stuff, I was doing that stuff, watching Purple Rain or Moonwalker.
Okay, not bad choices at all. So real quick, going back to the baseball, did you feel the pressures because of who your father is that people had certain eyes on you or different eyes on you than he would other kids because of your name and because of your father?
I wasn't that type of kid that felt like pressure to do anything. And he never like pushed me like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. I'm doing it. He was never like that. Both him and my mom were very, open to whatever I was excited about. So it wasn't a push or any pressure for me to, play sports or specifically baseball. But I was pretty good.
Okay.
I was pretty good.
And
I always mess with him and tell him, the reason I stopped playing baseball is because I saw myself like surpassing you.
Oh, so you want to make him look bad.
I didn't want to make him look bad. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. I was out there, 11, 12, 13, throwing it behind my back, and catching stuff blindfolded. Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And now he's what, 60 something, still throwing behind his back.
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm like,
he's 70 now.
Look at that. And he's still looking like he's 25.
Oh yeah.
Out here just flipping.
He stays active. That's
amazing. So were there any other sports that interest you outside of baseball that you were, part of?
Nah, it was just the martial arts. Like I said, we used to go to those tournaments, and then it was Ray Park's Academy of Dance. So it was those two things that was, taking up most of my time as a kid.
Yeah. So shouts out to the wifey. She's watching right now. She says, love it. Soul Train.
Hey, right?
Yeah. Before we got together and everything, she would say she was a groupie. She can't say that no more because what I'm saying, 4 years, what I'm saying, right. Now in the mirror, so she can't say that no more. But back before, I always say BS before Smoooth.
Okay, got you.
So yeah, she was at pretty much every Dirty Mugs event, on stage, and the whole nine. I'm sure once you see her when she comes back home, you be like, oh, okay, yeah,
Right, shout out.
Yeah, so
appreciate the love.
Shouts out to her and everyone else watching. Feel free to leave comments if you have any questions, if you have any funny stories, anything that you want to ask. As long as I approve of it, it will be on the screen and we can interact with you. I'll have Nikko look at that camera and look right in your eyes and talk to you. So we got you. Once again, we want to shower this man with the love that he deserves, but that's what Smoooth Conversations is all about. So, she says, I'm part of the band.
Yeah. Honorary member. Definitely. Got you.
There it is. No questions asked. That's how it is. So I do want to talk about, because you were saying how you was into other things, the martial arts, etc. Oh, well, actually, you brought up the MJ.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me the MJ story, because that's my favorite artist ever.
Okay.
So you gotta tell me the MJ story.
Yeah. So growing up, when I was, like really discovering music, and of course, my mom and them playing music all throughout the house, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, all that stuff. But we used to, the Cardinals used to do spring training in Florida. And we had like this condo out there that we'd stay there while they were doing spring training. So she had this, they had this record player, and I don't know the sizes, like it was one of them little 45 or something, I don't know. But it had Rockin' Robin.
Ooh.
And then I'll Be There.
Ooh.
So I used to play that on a record player all the time. So that was like my introduction to Michael Jackson. And then actually seeing like his videos, Thriller, Beat It, and like all of this stuff, I'm like, I think this is what I want to do as a kid. So big Michael Jackson fan. On the other side of that, it was Prince. So Prince, Michael Jackson, those were my two, mentors or idols as I was a kid. So like I was saying earlier, we used to travel a lot with my dad. He was playing somewhere on the East Coast. I don't know what team they were playing. But he had a day off. So we're out there. I think I'm like 7 or 8 at the time. And he's like, put your shoes on. We're going somewhere. I'm like, all right. So put my shoes on. I think it was in Newark, New Jersey. So we're heading this traffic out there. It's like, a cluster. So then we get to this stadium. And on the marquee, it's Michael Jackson's Bad Tour.
Oh, I would have lost it.
Man. So I'm like, oh, we get to see Mike live?
Wow.
And, like I said, I'm a super huge fan of Mike. I've been watching all the videos, the dance moves, bad. Like, I'm on it. You feel me?
Right.
So we get in there. Me, my mom, my dad, my little brother at the time, I think he was like 2 or 3, something like that. So we walk in, my mom's like taking pictures and stuff like that. Somebody comes, takes her camera. Like, you can't take pictures of Mr. Murphy. And she's like, what? I'm just taking pictures. Eddie Murphy standing there.
Woo!
So she was, she just snapping pictures. And so it's some, heavy hitters in the house. It's some big, big celebrities in the house. So, we get to our seats. My dad had backstage passes. So we get to go backstage, meet Mike.
Oh my goodness.
So we get back there, he's standing there in a whole bad outfit with the belt buckles and, every time he moves here, so, and, I'm a kid, so I don't know how tall Mike was in real life, but he seemed like a giant to me back then. So I'm looking up at him, and my dad's like, yeah, did you say hi to Michael? I'm like, hey, Michael. He's like, hey, how you doing? Glad you guys came to the show.
That's crazy.
So I'm in awe. Man, my dad's holding my brother. He's looking at Mike like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like looking at Mike with the belt buckles and stuff like that. My brother was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. So that was, to me, I was like, I'm great. Let's go see the show. We sit down, and right before the show starts, one of Mike's people comes out and says, hey, during the middle of the show, he likes to bring up some kids to perform on stage with him.
Oh, Lord.
Did you want to come up and perform with him?
Lord.
And I'm like, yeah. So comes to the middle of the show. They come out, get us. I can't remember what song it was. Like, You Want to Be Starting Something or something like that. So it's like 10 kids. They're like, all right, just line up in the back of the stage. Mike's going to be in the front just dancing. Y'all just get back here and just dance. So it's 10 of us in the back. I'm killing them. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm in the back. I'm doing a leg,
All
I'm
the
spinning.
moves. Yeah.
I'm doing everything, you know, all the stuff I've been watching Mike do.
Yeah.
So before I know it, he comes to the back. He pulls me up to the front of the stage with him. So at this point, I'm like, Michael Jackson, it's my show now.
Uh-oh.
This is my show. So I'm up there. I'm doing every Michael Jackson. I'm grabbing the crotch. The kick stop, all of that. I'm doing it all. And it wasn't until after, you know, I was in a haze and a daze when I was up there.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until afterwards when I got off stage, my mom was like, you did so great, but you didn't see that he was trying to do that move that he does with you. And I'm like, what move? You know, the shoulder, like the thing he does like that. He was trying to do that with me, but I was too busy.
Oh, you was in your own zone. Oh yeah.
Zoned out. So yeah, that's my Michael Jackson story. It was a surreal, crazy, great moment that I'll never forget.
Man. And so you bought the Bad tour. So do you remember the time? Nah.
Hey.
Do you remember when he had the tour here at the Checker Dome, which was called St. Louis Arena eventually? It was like 1980, 87, 85, something like that.
I do.
89?
I do because I think we figured out where he was staying, or we thought we did. He was staying off Lindbergh. What is that right there? Lindbergh and 40. What's that old looking hotel or classic looking hotel right there? I don't know if it's like a Hilton or a Marriott. So thinking that he was staying there, I had my mom like park outside and we sat there like all night just waiting to see if he would come outside. Yeah, it was
that's crazy.
So yes, I do remember that. Yes,
that's
indeed.
Amazing. And I mean, I have like my favorite story to tell about MJ, not like I met him or anything, but when I was a kid, I would have concerts in front of my grandparents.
Yeah.
So something having on, you know, like the whole get up like he did. I would have on my PJs, my matching PJs. Then I had like this red robe that I would use like it was Beat It.
Yeah. Okay, Beat It jacket.
And I would have a whole hour-long, maybe longer concert in front of my grandparents just doing MJ.
Yeah.
Because that's my guy.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
Love it. So for you to be able to experience that, to be in that, to be in a space where you can meet him and then be on stage, it had me thinking, with you being his son, talk about your reactions, or should I say more so the celebrities or other or what was your mindset as a kid, or even growing up even more, seeing so many amazing celebrities and athletes and etc.
Well, for me, like back then, like as a kid, like I didn't know like celebrity or you know what. I remember like talking to David Justice all the time, like when we go to Houston, like he was like my big brother or something, like just hollering at him. Of course, like Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, going over to Jack Clark's house, Jack Buck, like all of these people that, you know, it was just people that we knew. So at that point in time, like I wasn't really, you know, I didn't know like these people were, you know, celebrities or famous or whatever. It was just, you know, no, these people that your dad knows. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. But at the time, like I said, like when I was a kid, I was into martial arts and stuff, but I was big into cartoons as well. He-Man was my cartoon, like my go-to cartoon. So they used to sell these like plastic He-Man swords. Yeah. And I used to carry it in my back everywhere we went. So yeah, my dad would be like, hey, this is so-and-so. We went to Korea with Stan Musial. He taught me how to use chopsticks. And you know, I had my He-Man sword in my back, and they was like, yeah, Stan. I'm like, oh yeah, Stan anyway. I have the power. So I was, you know, I wouldn't even think about none of that. Yeah. But yeah, looking back, I did get to meet a lot of people and do a lot of cool stuff.
So how were you? Well, first, let me ask you, what high school did you go to?
Parkway West.
Okay.
Hey. No.
So
Shout out Parkway.
So talk about high school life and how you were treated, how you were perceived, because high school is really big on peer pressure and this and that. It could be your positives, it could be some negatives going on. So how was your experience at Parkway West?
Parkway West was really good. Like I'm just being honest, I hated school. Hated it. From the first day my mom took me to preschool or whatever to my last day, hated school. Just because of the structure, you have to do this and you have to be here. And then the whole concept of homework to me was like, I'm not gonna be here 8 hours a day and then go home and do more work. Oh no. If I don't get it done here, it's not getting done. So that being said, I wasn't like a straight A student or anything like that. I did enough to get by so I could get up out of there. But I formed a lot of good friendships that I have to this day from school and high school and Parkway West itself was a great school. I got to do a lot of stuff. They had good teachers, good atmosphere. Everybody was cool. It wasn't a situation where sometimes there can be some bullying stuff or people being feeling a certain type of way about something. It was never really like that. I always kept to myself. I had a few close friends. But yeah, it was cool.
So during the season, I know you were saying earlier how you would travel, every 3 days, but like during the school year, how was that set up? Were you still in school or were you still traveling and, taking classes while you was on the road?
So,
for the laugh.
Yeah, because I'm starting to, so you're asking a lot of stuff that I forgot about. Yeah, so when I was younger and I was like in elementary school, he'd have to go to spring training.
Yeah.
So like I said, he had a condo out in Florida we'd go to, and I'm thinking, oh, I get to leave school. I don't have to do school. My mom was like, nope, you're getting a tutor.
Not the T word.
Right. So I still have to get up at 7 a.m. so the tutor could come over and 5 + 5 is 10 and 7 + 7 is 14. And I'm like, okay, great. So now I still had to have a tutor, even when we were out at spring training. But as I got older, I didn't have to travel with him as much. Every once in a while we'd go out, and see him play somewhere. But yeah, when I was younger, probably like 8 to 11, yeah, I had a tutor out there. No fun.
So you mentioned your incredible Michael Jackson story. Do you have a personal favorite Ozzie Smith story?
Oh wow.
Something that just made you be like, man, that's my dad. Man, that's amazing. Not about him bringing, having you see someone else, but something that he did that made you just be like, man, that's what's up.
I mean, there's been a couple moments in my life that stand out as far as like when it comes to me and my dad. With him traveling so much, I didn't get a lot of time to just like spend with him. Like we had to snatch those moments when he'd be home, or when we were out of town and we could go to a Michael Jackson concert or something like that. So I had to steal those moments because he was so busy. But I remember him having a conversation with me about friendship when I was younger, and basically it gave me a basis of people talk nowadays of like, yeah, I have so many friends and blah, blah, blah. But what's a friend for real? Like me, I only have like 3, maybe 4 real friends, and one of them is my cousin. So you have friends, you have acquaintances, you have coworkers, stuff like that. So this conversation that he had with me was basically just separating those things and, really differentiating between the people who are really in your corner, and the people that, are just hanging around. Because of course, in his line of work, he meets a lot of people and everybody wants to, to this day, I'll see people that are hanging around him and I'll be like, that's not your friend. You know what I mean? Now I'm telling him like, don't trust that. Don't trust him right there. But that's something that he taught me, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I know. And then the other moment is me going on Idol, American Idol, and getting past, all the initial rounds and actually getting to like Hollywood and being on TV and all of that stuff. And him looking at me like, because up to that point, like, I sang and danced and stuff like that. But like taking it serious, this industry is not for the faint of heart. You know what I'm saying? So when he was like, I see you actually, are doing it for yourself. Yeah, making a name for yourself. And that whole transition for me was difficult because I was trying to get it. That's a big shadow to try and get from underneath. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my real name is Osborne Earl Smith II. My dad's name Osborne Earl Smith, so they call him Ozzy. They call me OJ. So Ozzy Jr. So when I was on the show, initially I was going by Osborne. But to separate myself from that, because I didn't want nobody saying, oh, you just got this because your daddy, you just got this, blah, blah, blah. I said, we're going to cut that. Don't call me Osborne. Don't call me Ozzy. Don't call me Oz. It's Nikko. From here on out, we're going to separate the whole thing just so I can form my own identity, and have my own thing and build my own foundation from here on up. You know what I mean?
So why the name Nikko?
So going back to, remember I told you I was really into martial arts.
Yeah.
So there was this movie called Above the Law with Steven Seagal. Okay.
One of the worst actors of all.
Horrible. But like he was with the martial arts, with the breaking people's arms and like all that stuff. Yes. So he was it was this character he played, and I think it was Above the Law, and his name was Nikko in there.
Okay.
And I just thought that was a super cool, dope name. So that's where I got Nikko from, and just adopted that. And even before Idol, I was going by Nikko as my stage name, Nikko Smith. So yeah, when it got to Idol, I was like, oh, well, we'll just incorporate Nikko here and keep it rolling.
That's what's up, man. So behind every great man, there is a great woman. And so we've been talking about your pops, man, but I want to talk about this woman right here.
Hey, hey, mama.
Talk about
mama.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, if I could sing, I'll join you, but I don't want to embarrass myself and sing with this idol right here. But talk about this photo and talk about what your mom had to go through, seeing what she's seen with your father, the travel, just you growing up and having her as well.
Yeah, my mom is, and I know everybody says about their mom, but my mom is the best mom ever in the world, in the universe. A lot of people, would be like, ask to this day, where do you get your singing from? From your dad? I'm like, he'd like to think so. But my mom is a phenomenal singer. She sings in church, First Baptist Church of Chesterfield.
Okay.
Shout out. And so, back, when I was younger, I was, doing my own shows, the Soul Train stuff. But I wasn't really like singing, or I would a little bit, and she probably noticed like, he can carry a tune. But I wasn't thinking about, singing. I was thinking entertainer, whole scope, Michael Jackson, Prince, doing the whole thing.
Right.
So it got to a point where one day we were at church and she was talking to this one of the church members. Her name was Roxy. And they were talking about this Ray Parks Academy of Dance and that she should bring me over to Ray Parks Academy of Dance. And I'm sitting there listening to them talking. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So, of course, my mother forced me to go and, pushed me into this thing where, like I said, jazz, tap, ballet, acrobatics, hip hop, modern. So, and I was doing all of this stuff and meeting all these new people, and doing the dance stuff. Back then, it was all about Michael Jackson and MC Hammer and Janet Jackson. So pretty much every competition we went to, like we'd win because we was doing Michael, we was doing Hammer. Like when I talk about Hammer, like we was Hammer, don't hurt him, right. Get buck, yeah. All of that stuff.
All that, I love it.
So Ray Parks, who's actually my godfather, he's definitely a character himself. But one day he found out I could sing. And so he was like, so these competitions that we go to, they have singing parts to it too. So you're going to start singing. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. So my mom was always the one that taught me about singing, how to use my diaphragm. So the first time I went to competition to sing, it was a Michael Jackson song. Ben, you remember that?
Yes.
Ben, the two of us need to look no more. We both found what we were looking for. So for those that don't know, that song is about his pet rat, Ben.
Yes.
So my whole shtick or spiel thing was I would come out in like looking like little Michael Jackson in a little vest with the fringes on there with the hat. And I had a cage with a rubber rat in it. And I'd get out there and I'd put Ben on the stage and I'd get down and I'd sing to Ben. So that was my initial introduction into music. But I remember that first time, because it was my first time like on a stage. So my mom's backstage with me and I'm about to go out there and I had rehearsed. So I'm getting nervous. So I'm like, Mom, I can't remember my note. Ben. And she's like, no, just relax. You've got it in your head. You'll be fine. I went out there. I was fine. But later on, she told me, she was like, oh, he's going to go out here and be horrible. He's going to embarrass himself. But no, she's been my foundation as far as just in life in general. My parents got divorced when I was 14. So that was kind of a tough time for me, my brother, and my sister. I was old enough to understand what was going on. And, sometimes with any relationship, stuff don't work out, especially when you have, somebody like my dad who's out on the road all the time. And, so it is what it is. Yeah, but my mom has always been there for me, always supported me in my music and whatever I wanted to do. So, yeah, she's a great, wonderful woman. And those pictures that you put up, that first one, we were at Busch Stadium, and I think I was about to sing the national anthem, and she was giving me my note.
Got you.
Giving me my note to sing. So I love you, Mom.
And yeah, let me go back to this one here.
That's the one.
That's it.
Yeah, she's like, ooh.
So your preference, man, because I love Busch Stadium too, man. That stadium was just special. From of course you've been singing national anthems, for God knows how long.
Yeah.
But just your experience, did you like Busch Stadium 2 or current Busch Stadium
2?
3?
Ain't no question.
What's the difference for you?
I think I'm biased, just the nostalgia.
Yeah, I feel you.
It was a different feel. Not saying that this one isn't great. It is.
Right.
There was a different feel. It's that 80s feel, that World Series feel, the postseason feel, that kind of waned and faded as time went on. But yeah, just a lot of great memories in that place. And because it was like our second home, we were there all the time. Like, I used to hate going there.
Go again.
I used to hate it. But now of course I miss it. And yeah, it was a big part in not just my life, but in St. Louis history.
Yeah.
Like we have some of the best sports fans, just period in general.
And now they're pissed because of what's going on recently.
Don't even get me started.
You gotta say that for the platform.
Yes.
Talk show.
Yes. Yes. Because oh man, what can you do though?
Yeah. Once again, this is Smoooth Conversations. Your boy Smoooth with 3 O's. I have Nikko Smith. We in the TSC Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Continue to like, to share. We want to get even more people tuned in, and do not be shy. Leave questions, leave comments. That's why we're here, because we want to shower this man with love. He's been opening up, sharing stories about Michael Jackson and meeting Eddie Murphy. Going back now, singing national anthems. Talk about your first experience and how did you feel? Because if you were nervous, singing the band, imagine going to Busch Stadium and everyone knowing who you are, and now you singing a song that's always criticized. So talk about that.
Yeah, I think luckily when I was younger, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just go do it. Like it wasn't. I think the hardest part was just learning the words and making sure I got the words right. For me back then, it back then it wasn't bad. I think it switched and it changed when I got older and I realized like how important it is. And a lot of people don't know this, but like for different crowds, you have to sing the national anthem differently depending on the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So for example, you're at a baseball game. If I'm singing the national anthem, of course I'm gonna put a little bit of my, myself in there. But these fans come because they want to sing along with the national anthem. So you can't do too much because you'll lose people. Throw a little something here, throw a little something there, like you sprinkle some stuff on it, right? And you allow them space and time to sing along. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? You can do a little stuff here and there, but you mainly want to keep it in the pocket and keep it going. Now, that's one aspect of it. When Obama came, I think it was
All-Star game, right?
No, it was he was president-elect.
Oh, okay.
And what was that? 2008?
Yeah.
He had this big, massive turnout underneath the arch. And I sang the national anthem for that one.
Wow.
And that one, I was you remember that it was an episode of The Simpsons. it was this black dude singing the national anthem, and the first note was like, oh, 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 say, like I freaked that whole national anthem. It was dope,
yeah.
But I had a little bit more leeway, to play with it, with that crowd.
Right.
So, and then there's also the pitfall of starting too high, because it's a wide range for that song. So there's been a couple times where I almost started a little too high. But to answer your question, brings a lot of us, together as a country. So it's been cool. I haven't sang it as much lately, for whatever reason. Last one I did was for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
This past, what was that, like a couple months ago?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the last time I did
I
it.
think back in July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. It's definitely has to be an amazing feeling to, be in that position to sing, especially once again, Busch Stadium. Outside of the Hall of Fame, has been other stadium that you sung at or being used?
The national anthem?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
It's just all over the place. It got to a point where I was like, I'm not singing the national anthem no more. Not because of anything like that, but just I'm tired of singing. Like, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I've sang it so much here in St. Louis for baseball games since I was a kid up until now. Like, somebody else can get an opportunity to do it.
So after you said that, made me think about something. Was there a moment, especially during that era with Kaepernick, where people was like, man, I don't want to salute, I don't want to take out my cap, I don't want to, sing the national anthem. How did you feel during that period? And were you still willing to go ahead and sing it, or were you kind of reserved because of what was going on during that time frame?
I think that I don't think I was singing it during that time. Don't give me a line. I might have at some point. That whole situation gets deep because like we talked about, I'm not a sports person.
Yeah.
So I don't watch a lot of sports. I of course definitely knew what was going on with Kaepernick and that situation. But I didn't I was more upset about the fact that, like, the national anthem is the national anthem, like, but I was more so upset about the fact that with the football as a sport, as an entity, as with the owners, and when I started looking into like who owns the teams, and majority of the players are Black, and I was like, more so like, all right, if we gonna stop singing the national anthem, let's stop watching football. Let's stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to me, it was a bigger thing that if collectively, and to this day, it's still kind of the same thing.
Right.
If we collectively say, all right, we're not doing it no more, or we're not giving this attention, or we're not gonna support football like we used to, or we're not gonna support baseball like we used to, or we're not gonna support Target like we used to, or we're not gonna support this or that, to show y'all the power of us, but we have to collectively do it. So we can't like pick and choose like one thing. I mean, you can, but it's kind of like, all right, you don't want to sing the national anthem, or you don't, which is fine. But then you still watching football to treat us like we are just worker horses that don't get to say nothing, and make like Kaepernick like a pariah. Like, that to this day is still crazy to me.
Right.
To this day, it's still crazy to me.
During the prime of his career.
Which basically was like telling everybody else, shut up. You see what we did to him, we'll do it to you too. And I still feel like everybody was like, they talked about it like, oh yeah, that's horrible what you're doing, Kevin. But ain't nobody really do anything.
Right.
To certain things, because I get, some people get mad at me for still singing R. Kelly songs. So I don't know if you can relate it to stuff like that, or if I'm like, off base here. But some people are like, I'm not singing the national anthem because the national anthem is this or that, or the history of the national anthem, or I'm not singing an R. Kelly song because R. Kelly did this or that, or blah, 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 blah. Is it okay to separate the art from the artist? Right. Is it okay to separate the history of what the national anthem was to what it is for certain people? Because I know a lot of Black and brown people that are in the armed services that the national anthem comes off, heart, hand on heart, or salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't attach that old history to it, which is their prerogative. Same way that somebody that does attach that old history to it is entitled to feel the way that they feel. Now, I don't feel like you have to stand up for I don't have to do anything. Like, that's what this whole thing is about, the national anthem and being in the land of the free, home of the brave. You fought for our right to protest, to do what you want to do, express yourself how you want to express yourself. And I'm sorry, I mean to dive into a deep
I love it
rabbit hole with this stuff. But
this is exactly what this show is about.
Yeah, I think about a lot of this stuff, all the time, especially with what's going on right now. So, yeah, just excuse me if I'm just getting my thoughts out.
I love it. Get it out.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of stuff that I question, that I see that we're not doing right and that we are doing right. And then some stuff I don't know, like, what is the solution?
Right. Because as you were saying, you can't have this song that you want everyone to sing and say it, but not walk that walk.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
It's going against the whole idea of what we're supposed to be.
Exactly.
So
you can't say it and preach it, but not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be behind it and stand on it as well.
And
then you get mad when someone calls you out on it, and then you want to retaliate.
Yeah.
That's not how America should be.
No, that's not what I mean. I always felt like America has been an ideal, right? We're aspiring to be something. When people talk about, oh, it's the greatest country
ever,
we can be.
Right.
We can be, but we got to look at what makes us great. And when the whole "Make America Great Again" thing, when was that? There were certain times where we, were at the forefront of new ideas and
now
thinking outside of the box.
We are so behind.
Yeah, we're behind, but we kept that mentality that we're still number one. We're still like these other places are passing us up with healthcare and just ideology and thinking about people in general, not just left or right, which is so stupid to me, by the way. Like, everything here now is a gang. Like, either you with the left gang, you with the right gang, you with the Bloods, you with the Crips, you with the this, you with the that.
Too much division. No unity.
None.
But you sing that in the national anthem.
But
or God bless America. America's beautiful.
You know? And you can't help but you're like sometimes you can't help but feel a certain type of way. Like when you're singing that song and you're looking around and you see somebody that has that hat on and you like, I don't think he's talking about me when he's singing this song. I don't think he's including me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that makes you feel a certain type of way. Like, well, should I even play into this? Like, if you don't want me to be in it or involved, then I don't know what to think about that.
And for me personally, I can't recall the last time I removed my hat during the anthem. it keeps it on. I wish someone would ask me.
He ready for the smoke. I wish somebody would.
I wish
Yeah.
a person would. You know what I'm saying? But no, you know, yeah.
No, I listen, man. From that first time, like during the pandemic, watching all that stuff and just being at home. I was in LA. I moved to LA for like 7 years. I moved out there like 2014, 2015, and didn't come back until I joined the Mugs in like 2022. So I was out there during the whole pandemic. So watching all of this stuff on TV, you know, George Floyd stuff, the protests, and, you know, seeing how certain people reacted to certain things was like heartbreaking. And like, I'm sure it gave a lot of people PTSD. Like, you know, you stuck in the crib and you looking at this and you thinking like, you know, this is my home. This is, you know, my people are here. Like, we're all supposed to be this, but this is what you think about me. Like my rights, like you don't care about it all.
Right.
And it's just like, well, and you know, earlier we were talking about empathy. Like you have to be able to empathize with anybody because it could be you tomorrow.
Yes.
So I digress. But
I love it. This is what this show's all about, because people, you know, they're not going to see or feel that, you know, seeing you on stage.
Yeah.
So this is what this show is all about, man. It just getting right into the root of everything. So I love it. We brought this up earlier. I was asking about your mom, and you brought up this right here. Talk about this moment being on American Idol season 4. What made you get into the competition? How did that all start?
Again, it's my mom's fault. I blame my mother. No, I wasn't going. So American Idol, we were season 4. So it had 3 seasons up to this point. So I think like first one, Kelly Clarkson, second one, Ruben Studdard, third one was Fantasia. So, you know, as you know, an artist, like making my own music and doing all of this stuff, I'm looking at this is a new thing for us, like a new competition on TV. Millions of people are watching. And I'm like, it's corny. This is kind of corny. It's like they're singing karaoke. Like,
yeah.
So that's how I looked at it initially. Now, excuse me, after, you know, a couple seasons, third season, Fantasia wins. I'm like, okay, cool. They announced they're coming to St. Louis for auditions. I ain't going to that. My mom was like, yes, you are. I was like, all right, I guess I have to now. And my girlfriend at the time, amazing singer, she wanted to audition as well. So this was during the time, I don't know if y'all remember, like, back in the old days of American Idol, like people would like camp out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this was during those times. So we were right across from the dome on that little grassy part. Yeah. I had bought a tent and everything. So I was like, we'll be comfortable. We'll hop on the line in the morning. So I'm setting up the tent. Mind you, I'd never set up a tent ever in my life before. I don't go camping. That's not my MO. So I finally get the tent set up and I see people like dashing across the street. What's going on? They're going to get in line already. So I have to break the tent down. I told my girl to go over there. She got in line. So we're in line. And this is, you know, people from all over, you know, the Midwest. It's not just St. Louis people. So people from, you know, Kansas City, Oklahoma, whatever, Chicago coming in. Me, I had been singing for a while. So, you know, I know, you know, how some of this stuff goes. Like, this is some singing competition.
Right.
They have an agenda to pick who they want to pick. I didn't think I was going to make it past the first round, not because I didn't think I could sing, but just because it's a TV show.
Yeah.
And there were way better singers there than me. So, you know, the first night, everybody's out there trying to, you know, vocal battle each other, singing about this and singing about that. And we finally get in the next day. We had been out there all night, get in. the people that were out there trying to show off and sing all night lost their voices. So they get in for the first round and get cut immediately. So when they did it back then, the first audition is for some of the producers. So you have like a big long table of maybe 4 to 5 producers. And they're just all sitting there. You come up 3 at a time. You come up and they're like, all right, you sing. Oh, say, can you see? All right, thanks. Now you sing. Down by the boardwalk, down by the sea. All right, stop, thanks. Now you sing. You're here, I'm free. I really dig your company. All right, thank you. You too, we thank you for coming out. But unfortunately, it's going to be a no this time. Come back next year. You might have better luck. You're going on to the next round. So it was like real quick pace. Now I see people coming in blowing. You hear me? Like singing a face off. Mm-hmm.
I'm
definitely going home.
Right.
So the first round I get up, I don't even know what I sang. And they were like, all right, cool. You're going to the next round. Word? Okay. Still thinking it's a fluke. The next round is only like 2 producers. It's the main 2 producers. Nigel and can't remember what the other guy's name was. Singing. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, we really like you. Now you get to go to Paula, Randy, and Simon. Meanwhile, the whole time my mom is like, you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it. And I'm like, Mom, calm it down. It's, it's probably a fluke up to this point.
And before you go, they had no idea who you were in regards to.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they did.
Okay.
I'm sure that played a part. And I'll get to that too.
Okay.
So I get to Paula, Randy, and Simon. Mm-hmm. And in my audition, sitting a couple of seats for me is Carrie Underwood too. So, I'd known her since we did this audition here at the Dome. So going there, I auditioned. To this day, I don't know what Simon said. I feel like he said something smart, but I just listened to Randy and Paula, and they were like, yeah, sounds great. You're through to the next round. But I'm sure you guys have heard this from, people that have been on the show or interacted with the show. That make you sign so many contracts. Basically, every step of the stage, every audition, you sign a new contract.
NDAs and stuff.
Yes. Anything you write or creatively produce for the next however long you're with the show, they own it. So if I wrote a song and they knew about it, they own it. But then they also ask about your personal life. And so this is getting to the point where like they know about my dad. So they're starting to ask questions like, so do you and your dad get along? Have you ever fought? Are you close now? Are like all of these probing questions? I'm like, ain't this a singing competition?
Right.
Like, stay out of my business.
Right.
Like, even if me and my dad was beefing, I'm not telling you.
Right.
For you to exploit it on television. If we're gonna get up here and we're gonna sing, we're gonna get up here and sing. Now, this is me being, 21 at the time, naive about the TV aspect of it, the TV show. Because if you watch American Idol or any of these TV shows with the singing competitions and dance competitions, not only do they want you to be able to sing or whatever, they also want that drama. Like, yes. Oh, my cat died in a house fire and Nibbles was so
that's the time you should have came out and had Ben.
right like my pet rat Ben. But yeah. Maybe that have got me a little more sympathy, empathy.
Or like daddy.
Yeah but that's what they wanted that drama, but I wouldn't give it to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons, like, Simon didn't like me a lot, is because I wasn't giving them that part of me, which I was never going to do.
It has nothing to do with you singing.
Yeah, nah, if we're going to go, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's sing. Like, I'm with that, but I'm not going to tell you, you know, my family history and, you know, well, my dad gave me a spanking back when I was 10 and I still hold a grudge. Like, I'm not doing it.
Well, I was on the road with him, man. He left me.
Yeah.
He was on a bus party with Vince Coleman and Jack, you know, whatever.
So I'm an introvert. I'm not a, you know, outgoing, like go out all the time. Like if I'm not singing and performing, I'm at the crib, writing and working on my stuff. So I kind of relate going to Hollywood after I passed the round with Simon, Paula, and Randy. Going to Hollywood is like going off to college in another city with a whole bunch of people that you don't know and being roommates with, you know, people that you don't know. So it was a culture shock to me. After the first day, I called my mom and said, I don't want to do this. I want to come home. She's like, why? I'm like, I don't like it. It's, you know, people are like fighting for attention for the camera. Like, well, people are literally doing backflips to get in front of the camera, like literally doing backflips to get in front of the camera. So she's like, just take a breath. Stay there. You made it this far. Stay there. Let it play out. If you don't like it in a couple days, go ahead and come home.
Yeah.
But I think you owe it to yourself to
keep on going.
Yeah. So I did. And yeah, it ended up working out.
Yeah.
So again, my mom, you know, my backbone, my support system, my teacher, the person that guides me. Yeah, without her, I wouldn't be sitting here.
That's awesome, man. And of course, you had outfits like this.
Oh, jeez. So that was before I hated that hat too. I think this is when we first, I don't even know what this picture is from. But man, look, we was coming out, you know, I was born in the 80s, 90s. We had baggy, you know, clothes. I had the long chain. You know, I was a big Drew Hill fan.
Okay.
Which I know you can relate to.
Yes, you already know.
Which I know you
did your
can relate
homework.
to.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, man, like the big long chains with the baggy clothes. I don't even know what that belt buckle is doing. Jeez. But hopefully you got some more pictures. I glowed up a little bit after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, initially coming into it, you know, I was still trying to find my style. And who I was like as an artist, right? Because there was at one point in time, and I'm glad I had passed that phase when I got here. Like I was in the Drew Hill, so my hair was blonde at a point in time. You know, I was running around singing a thong song, doing one-handed cartwheels. So you know, it's trying to find your artistic identity, what that sounds like, what it looks like. So yeah, during that whole phase, it gave me an opportunity to explore that.
Yeah. And then talk about this moment from the show.
Okay. So this was my second time being cut off of the show. I got cut twice. So right before,
so pretty much they were trying to get you off, or more so Simon.
Yeah. So initially, I think for this season they had switched it up and they did it was a top 24. So it was 12 guys, 12 girls. So the girls would do a day singing, and then the guys would do a day singing, and it would dwindle down, and we got to just get into the top 12 overall. That were going to go on to the, you know, the main show, big stage, live performances. So they would try and influence like what songs you sing.
Mm.
And try and nudge you to do, or they'd throw in some random category like, all right, this week the guys are going to sing songs that are originally sung by women and vice versa. But for me, and we didn't touch on this before, the whole premise of American Idol is, they want to get you out of your comfort zone, see what you can sing, this, that. While I was at Ray Park's Academy of Dance, Ray had this group called Team 11. Team 11 was basically like Mickey Mouse Club for St. Louis with a little bit more, current appeal.
Right.
So we go to schools and we do skits about teenage pregnancy, about, drugs. We sing everything from country music to hip hop to R&B to jazz. So being in that group prepared me for American Idol. So anytime they would throw something at me like, all right, we're going to sing a song from the year you were born. 82. Give me Let's Get It On. All right, we're going to when I first came back after I got cut that first time, which was not that picture that you showed, but that was, I think, the last time I got cut. But the first song I sang when I came back was Jackson 5, I Want You Back. So going back to that picture, this was the second time I got cut. And that's my buddy, Scott Sable, right there. He was pretty much like the white dude that sang R&B stuff.
Yeah.
Like Luther Vandross.
Yes.
All of that type of stuff. And Scott Cole, to this day, that's my guy.
Okay.
But it always came down to me and him as the last two. And the first time I got cut, it came down to me and him. And they were like, Nikko, you know how Ryan likes to make it dramatic. Right. You will be going home tonight. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh. And then Scott did the same thing. Like, oh, yes. So he got to go into the top 12. Something happened with one of the guys that allowed me to come back. So once you're in the top 12 live on TV, if you get to the top 10, you get to go on the tour. That was my only goal in coming back.
You was almost there.
Yeah. So when I came back, I said, as long as I get to go on the tour, I'm straight. So 12, 11, 10, and then I think I was number 9. I got cut number 9. So I made the cut. So I got to go on a tour. We did 53 cities. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that moment for me was, I was like, all right, cool. Bet. Like, I'm going to use the platform that this gave me to go back and do any and everything I want to do now. And that's what I came back and did. And then I got to go on a tour. So it wasn't, but you see my gear? Look at my shirt.
Yes.
Okay. Much better than the one you showed before that. I had this guy out there. Yes, the comparison. I had this guy out there that I found off of Melrose in LA. And he had this dope shop where he would do like airbrush spray paint on stuff.
Yeah. So
I got him to make me some shirts. I got him to make me like 2 jackets that I have to this day, like real dope artist. But yeah, that moment was, it was cool and it was relieving because it was like, all right, I don't have to do this stress no more, because they try to stress you out every time you go on a stage. They're like, all right, 60 million people are going to be watching you. Don't mess up the words. They hate when you do that. All right, go ahead. And it's like,
all right, really? You just
on top of, by the way, before you go out there, if you don't sign this contract, you won't be able to sing. Yeah. So it's a lot of pressure that they try and put on you, man.
And how much time did you get with the band to make sure everything was right and tight?
They gave you enough time, but this is where I learned. Remember earlier I was saying, oh, it's corny, it's cheesy, it's karaoke. Got there, realized no, it's not. These people played with Michael Jackson and what's my guy's name?
Prince.
some of them with Prince, like Ricky Minor.
Yes,
was the band leader. So Ricky Minor, for those that don't know, does stuff like the Grammys. He does all these big award shows, like putting together everybody's music, you know, making sure it flows. So Ricky Minor was the head guy. So when it came to the rehearsals, you know, I pretty much knew what songs I wanted to do. I didn't have to learn anything new. So I'd go in and he'd be like, what song you want to sing? I'm like, Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? You want to lower the key? No. You sure? Yep. So he was like, all right, we run through it twice. You good.
Wow.
And so that was the fun aspect of it for me.
That was
the fun part.
Yeah, because I know that it takes a lot of time and practice and whatever. So with that being said, talk about the importance for those watching of putting in the work to get that feel of rewarding yourself because of the hard work, because we're living in a society now where, especially in sports and other things, where kids just want that instant gratification because they've been spoiled, they've been, you know, spoon-fed this, they've been told by this person, oh, you're great already, when they haven't even gone through the mud. Yeah. So talk about for you, especially with, you know, who your father is, talk about for you the importance of having to put in that work and to have that feeling of I did something amazing.
Yeah, you know, just watching my dad, and even when I was a kid, like, you know, I'd see him working out like all the time at the house. We'd be playing catch. Like the way he taught me to play catch was like the way he grew up learning. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a glove, so he just got like this brown paper bag. You put it over your hand, you make it into a mitt, you're throwing it off the wall. You're throwing it off the wall, you catching it, you throwing it at different angles so it hops weird, so you catch it. So that's how he trained himself to be shortstop. Like wherever the ball when I discovered Drew Hill, and I was, at the time, I was going through, my parents were going through their divorce. You know, so times in the house weren't fun. So I'd be in my room just singing. I was telling another dope R&B singer from here, Mookie Tolliver, shout out Mookie.
Yeah.
The other day, we were talking about runs. And I remember I was in my room listening to Joe, All the Things Your Man Can't Do. Baby, I wanna do all of the things a man won't do. He's got a run on there at the end of it, and it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I would do that run over and 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 over again, so much to the point. One time my dad came upstairs, knocked on the door, bang, 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 bang. I was like, yeah. He came, he said, you all right? I said, yeah, why? He said, it sounds like you're up here dying. You doing? I was like, I'm singing, leave me alone.
Yeah.
That was my version of it. So going over those runs over and over and over and over again. And then also, you know, those other humps that you got to get over, performing live for the first time in front of people. But just keeping at it, keeping at your craft, learning different things. Like my mom told me, you know, like I grew up listening to Mike, Prince, all that stuff. She said, you got to diversify.
Yes.
Start listening to the Beatles, start listening to Journey, start listening to some of these rock bands. So that's why now, like, I love singing everything. People ask, like, what's your favorite song? I'm like, depends on the day. Right. Like some days it's All I Do by Stevie Wonder. Other times it's Faithfully by Journey. Sometimes it's Human Nature by Michael Jackson. Sometimes it's Feel Me Flow by Naughty by Nature. Like, just, you know, depending on how I feel that day. But I can do all of that stuff because I stayed on my grind. I stayed learning. I learned how to rap. I learned how to do these runs. I learned how to breathe. when you're hoarse and it's not really coming out the way you want to, but you can still sing because you know your technique and you know how to breathe a certain way where you don't necessarily have to go that high and do all these runs. You can just keep it right here. But that just comes from experience. It comes from um, doing it consistently every day, all day. And that's how you have to be. It doesn't matter, what field you're in, whether you're one of these young kids that just wants to be, an Instagram influencer or whatever. Like, learn your craft, learn your grind. Like, it's all this AI stuff that's coming out now, which is upsetting. But
man, talked about that yesterday on the sports talk show.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that we probably should learn. You know what I'm saying? We should probably learn that stuff because I've been fooled a couple times, and I thought I was unfoolable when it comes to some of this music. Like when Drake and Kendrick were going back and forth, dropping records like back to back to back.
Right.
I heard a record like Kendrick came back to Drake, and I played it for all my homies. I was like, "That's not real." I was like, "Word?" Like, oh
yeah.
So yeah, it's consistently learning new things and just staying on your grind.
So you asked about some more photos, and especially in regards to your appearance and your drip. So bam.
Hey,
there we go.
Hey, look at the boy.
So talk about, I love asking this question as an artist, but talking about that power of having the mic and having pretty much control of the people who's watching you while you're doing your thing, doing your passion, doing what you worked hard for. Talk about that feeling from your standpoint, from your viewpoint, excuse me.
Yeah, it's an art to it. There are a lot of great singers. There's a lot of great performers. I was talking to Mike Claiborne about this not too long ago. But sometimes to be able to do both is difficult. Because I know some singers that are great, but stage presence is like not there at all. Yeah. And I know some people that have great stage presence but can't hold a note.
Yeah.
Somebody that I really think is a master at it here in St. Louis is Flirt. You know Flirt?
Yeah.
Flirt knows how to, any crowd, it doesn't matter. He knows how to take that crowd, put them in the palm of his hand, and then take them here, take them there, take them up, take them down. And he's been singing with Muggs before I got here. So being able to watch him and how he does it is one of those things we were just talking about, like continuing to learn your craft. So but yeah, it's a big responsibility too, man. Like you never know why people are coming to the show. Like, of course, people want to hear good music,
right? But
also they could have just, been through a bad breakup. They could have, lost somebody in their lives. They could have, a tornado could have hit and ripped their house apart. Anything. So when you have, that stage and you're up there and you have the power to sway people's emotions and take them on a journey through nostalgia or, whatever with your voice or with your dancing, that's a big responsibility. And when you do it right, it feels good. There have been times though where I've been like, I am not locked in tonight. But that's why it's good. I think in our situation with Dirty Muggs, it's usually me, Lottie London, who's the other lead, incredible as well. Yeah, there we go. Drip on 10,000. Now this is the fully upgraded drip right here. So yeah, man, it's good because some nights, like when I'm not firing on all cylinders, she comes in and she can pick up my slack and take it there. And we all do that for each other. So my dad said this to me too. Well, no, I think he said it to somebody else when they were asking him about me, which is another goal that I had, doing my own thing. Like eventually instead of people coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're Ozzie Smith's son," now people are going up to my dad saying, "Oh, you're Nikko Smith's dad."
Yeah.
Maybe not a lot.
Yeah.
But
It's there.
Yeah, it's there. So they asked him about like what I do. And he said, I don't think he's worked a day in his life. And what I mean by that is like when you do what you love,
It's not work.
It's not work. So to answer your question, like being on stage and feeling power, like I feel like a superhero sometimes. Like that picture, like, I felt like a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives it, and I envisioned that before. I said, I want the Teddy Pendergrass beard. You know what I'm saying? I want the old school fedora. I'm gonna do the shirt that's kind of see through, like you know what I'm saying, like. Yeah. And then the mic stand, you got to see the whole mic stand, but it's
so the round bottom, so you can go up.
Yeah. So this is a culmination of all these years, from me recording myself doing Soul Train, up to being on stage with Michael Jackson, to doing Team 11, to being on American Idol, to having my own bands, and now to being in the best band in the Midwest, hands down, Dirty Mugs.
How did that happen? You say you was in California, and then 2022 is when you made your appearance.
It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. I had come back. Well, yeah, I was out there in LA. Me and my sister were living out there together. Okay. When the pandemic hit, she chucked up the deuces and was like, "I'm going home." Mm-hmm. So I was out there by myself, doing music with my business partner, Radar. Shout out to Radar. And we were doing songs like original material, all this stuff. I was in a couple different bands. I was making good money. Like I had a job at a hospital during the pandemics. I was still able to work. So everything was great on that side of it. Mm-hmm. But I have a younger brother and a younger sister. My brother is married. He started having kids. My sister moved back here. My parents are getting older. A lot of my other friends, they're getting older, having kids. I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking to myself while I'm out there, yeah, all this is great, but if I had a reason to go home, if I had a reason to go home and I didn't want to come back and start my own band, because it's a lot.
I know. And I'm glad you said that, because I used to be in a band when I was younger.
Yeah, I heard you was a drummer, right?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, outside of what you see here, but I'm a professional DJ. I'm an MC, drummer as well. So music has been in my bloodline since God knows when.
Yeah.
So I was a part of a band called the Immortal Soul Era. Unfortunately, we didn't get to a level where we had CDs out and music and stuff like that, like we should have, which stay tuned for that story next year. I'll just leave that teaser. Mm-hmm. But so I get trying to form a band, trying to stay within the band, trying to have everyone come together, trying to get the practice times right.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yes, please feel free to continue.
Yeah. So with all of that, man, I was like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a manager anymore. My manager before I left, Terrence Smith, who, like, after Idol, he's the one that him and my cousin Fred. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Fred and Terrence. They're the ones that helped me build everything that I have now, my whole career. So I was like, I don't want to come back here and form my own band and do all of that. So if God wants me back in St. Louis, I'll end up back in St. Louis. But I got a call from a guy, a singer here, who at the time, y'all remember during the pandemic, they were doing all those verses. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to do like a live verses. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. It'll give me the opportunity to come back home to St. Louis, see my people, so on and so forth. So we ended up doing it. And while I was in town, Lottie London from Dirty Mugs hit me up and she was like, hey, if you're, still in town, we'd love to have you come sing with us, at some point in time. Now, mind you, before I left for California, I had my own band, a couple bands. Like one was called My Ego. I had one called Radio Hustle. All dope musicians. Shout out to Drew Bethany. Shout out to Drew Exum, Lordell, Wayne. I had Jamal Nichols on bass at one point. Andre on keys. A whole bunch of dope St. Louis people. But back then, the top bands in the land was us, Muggs, and Chevegas. As far as like the main, market, like doing stuff like Harry's and all that stuff.
Mainstream.
So, we was kind of, competition for each other back in the day. So, and their lead singer, JC, I didn't know at the time when Lottie was hitting me up that he had left the band. And side note, JC used to be in Team 11 with me.
Oh, so y'all okay?
So there's history there. We can dive into all of that stuff another time.
Right.
Because I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. But so I come back, I do the verses with the guy. Lottie hit me up, and I'm like, well, now I'm going back to LA. The guy that I did the verses with, it gets kind of messy from here. But there was some mix up about who was supposed to be the new lead for Dirty Mugs. And this guy was saying it was supposed to be him. I'm like, right on, whole power to you. Come to find out that wasn't the case. So a few months go by and Lottie hit me up again and was like, hey, what would you think about flying in to do a show with us? Because we need somebody for the show. She had just gone through like a surgery or something like that. So she needed, somebody to come in and sing. Now, all my experience from, my bands, Team 11, American Idol, all that stuff again comes back around where I know all of these records that they do, or most of them, right? So, and shout out to Dee. And Dee. Dee is his band. He started Dirty Mugs with Romeo. Dee has played with Boosie Collins. Growing up, being around people like Prince and Parliament and the Funkadelic. So Dee is a bad man. You know what I'm saying? Like he cold. So I'm coming in town and he don't know me like that. Like we haven't performed before. So he's looking at me like, all right, is he gonna be? But first show we did, I did Helen Fitzgerald's with them. And it popped off. And after that, Lottie was like, or I can't remember, she said it or I said it. And I was like, you know what? I think I'd move back. And she was like, you'd move back? And I'm like, yeah, if this is what it's going to be. Yeah. So from that point on, it was, okay, God, that's the sign right there. You gave me something that I can come back to. So from that point on, I had my mind made up. I think it was like, I stayed out in California for 3 more months and then got back to St. Louis. I drove back by myself from California to St. Louis with COVID. Didn't know I had COVID. And got back Christmas morning. And then, my first big show with them was New Year's Eve, going into 2022, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And now next month, y'all celebrating?
Next month, ladies and gentlemen.
Talk about it.
So like I said, Dee James, legendary guitar player. Like I said, play Bootsy Collins, Lenny Kravitz. Like whenever Lenny comes in town, like he has Dee Dee come up and play.
Dope.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But Dee Dee and Jacques Dune Romeo, who's on radio out in LA, started Dirty Mugs 15 years ago. So November 15th at Del Mar Hall, which is right next to the pageant, is going to be our 15-year anniversary, where, you know, we'll be bringing in special guests, Shorty the Prince. We have Meadow, you know, Tammy Holland,
Yes,
her daughter. She's got some records with us. DJ Snow actually did our first record. It's called Double Up. We'll be premiering that there and more original material. So when you come to this show, it's not the same show that you get at Cybergs or Helen's or at these festivals. This is a whole production specifically for this.
nice.
So we'll be, like I said, debuting our original material, doing some cuts that you never heard before.
Okay.
We're going to be throwing in, you know, of course, some covers in there.
Right.
But it's going to be one hell of a show that people will not want to miss. They can go on our website and it'll take you to Ticketmaster. You can get tickets there. Yeah, we still got a couple shows coming up before that. If you have any questions, just hit us up on, you know, any social media. I'm out there all the time. So
that's what's up, man. Congrats to you and the band. Just amazing. I know y'all. So I do have a question that I was always want to ask, especially with bands like yourself. Let's say a new version of Boots on the Ground came out tomorrow. How soon will y'all be playing it live?
Oh, if we like it, 10 minutes after it dropped. Like,
wow. So like, how much time do y'all have to really practice before y'all, you know, go to different gigs?
I probably shouldn't say this, but since I've been back, and I've been back for like 3 years now, I think we practiced maybe 6-7 times.
Wow.
But that's only because everybody's been doing this for so long. Like everybody is just super professional, and
like
it's
that,
So like, but I am glad because we've been going nonstop since I got back.
Right.
But now that we're doing this show on the 15th at Del Mar Hall,
now y'all getting it in.
Yeah, we gotta practice, and we're rehearsing. We're in the studio. One of the big things with me coming back was making sure that I wasn't just coming back to, you know, something or a band that just wanted to just keep doing covers. You know, I think it's important to continue to grow, especially with a band like Dirty Mugs that's been around for as long as it's been around. People have been asking for original material. And I write. Didi asked me, he's like, do you write? And I'm like, yeah. He said, all right, well, goal is to get this original material going and take this thing to the next level. So this show is really the culmination of all of that. So you'll get to see our original material, how we rock it, and, you know, some of these new songs, like some new Boots on the Ground or some new Cupid Shuffle or something.
Right. Well, man, this has been truly an amazing conversation, you know, open up in different aspects, different topics, man. Of course, I have so much more that we can go to. Like you say, you have so much more that you could tell me.
Yeah.
But, you know, we are on time constraints here. So I just want to make sure that we stay on time because I'm big on that.
Yeah.
Hope y'all have been enjoying Smoooth Conversations. Continue to leave comments, questions, anything that you want to say right now. You got about another good 6 minutes to do so.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask you, takeaway, being an artist, being a son, being a band member, being a songwriter, who is, as you said, Osborne Earl Smith Jr.
Yeah. Who am I? I am just a kid in a grown-up's body that loves I love life, man. I love music. I love art. I love enjoying time with my family. I love um, being there for people and uh, being able to give people a good experience with my craft and my art, what I do. I love being there for my family when I can be. I love being there for my girl. Hey, oh, and the nieces and the nephews in the background. Um, yeah, so it's when I say to my or ask myself like, who am I? Because I do that every once in a while. You gotta look in the mirror,
Yeah, but like,
and check yourself sometimes. Like if you're going too far, too left, too right. Um, yeah, man, I'm just a Taurus. Uh, that likes good food, um, good times, and good people.
I love it, man. I love it. And you know, I can't end this without asking you and the movie.
Yeah, man. So John O'Leary, who is a St. Louis native, the movie's about him and his life and his trials, tribulations, and triumphs. And for those that don't know, a little background on him, back in the 80s, when he was a kid, he had an accident where he got burned pretty much like 95, 99% of his body. So they didn't think that he was going to make it. Jack Buck from, Cardinals announcing and everything like that took a interest in, his story. Long story short, he did end up healing and getting better. He still had some, obstacles to face, but he took it on the chin, and he always kept a positive outlook on life. So the movie is about his life, some of the people that came into his life, like Jack Buck and my dad, because he was a big Cardinal fan. So him and my dad formed a relationship over the years. When they were shooting the movie, he called me and asked if I would be in it and play my dad. And he said, will you play Isaac Smith? And I was like, who? But no, I'm just playing.
Who was that?
Yeah, who?
Why would I do that?
Right. No, but I was like, yeah, of course, man. So this is one of the first movies that they got to shoot here in St. Louis in a long time because the law was weird or something like that. So it was an honor and a privilege to be a part of it. It's in theaters right now. Sony Pictures, like wide release. We got to go to premiere at Powell Symphony Hall in St. Louis here, which was beautiful and amazing. So yeah, man, it was a blessing. And my dad's in the movie too, as a groundskeeper somewhere in there. So y'all check that out.
Means check it out. Make sure y'all show love, man. And now I know that there's been certain topics that we could have gotten to, but we didn't. So I want to give you the opportunity before we end this wonderful conversation. Did you have any special shout outs? And you can look right at that camera.
Hey, what's up? No, I just want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting me, my family, Dirty Mugs over the years. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Shout out to, like I said, my boy Radar in LA. I see you, boy. We'll link up soon. Mom, dad, brothers, sisters, everybody, man. Appreciate y'all. Dirty Mugs, DM 15-year anniversary, Delmar Hall. Get your tickets on Ticketmaster or just go to our website, dirtymugs.com. It's your boy, Nikko. Appreciate y'all.
There we go. With that being said, Smooth Conversations, where conversations are always smooth. Wonderful conversation,
my
man.
Brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. It was my
indeed.
Pleasure. Hopefully we can connect again.
Oh yeah, let's do it again, man. I got so much more to talk about.
Some more conversations, get into some sports even more.
Yeah.
Whole nine. So we're gonna be locked in, man.
Yes, sir.
And look forward to more and more Dirty Mugs events. very soon. Cause I know that when y'all out there, my wife and I gonna be there doing
Right
our
on.
thing, having a good time. But I hope once again y'all had a wonderful time enjoying this conversation. As soon as this show is over, it will be archived all across social media. So please feel free throughout any time that you like to go ahead and check out the episode if you missed it. You know, got a lot of sports going on, other things in life, but make sure y'all go ahead and scan the QR code right now. All right, and see what's going on under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. If y'all need a DJ, MC, host, need some photography, videography, drone services, some merch to be done, I got y'all. Got the Platform Sports Talk Show, the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. So we have an all ladies panel, ladies night every first Wednesday of the month, and then the Man Cave every last Wednesday of the month as well. Shouts out to my KBDR Beat District Radio family. Go to beatdistrictradio.com. Check out the website and also download the app. No matter if you have Google Play or the App Store, download it. You'll hear our voices in wonderful high definition. We sound sexy. I'm telling you, because I've heard it. It's amazing. So this is Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. Stay tuned for more very soon.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.